Well, guys, you may have seen and heard some articles around what has been called the Great Resignation. Now, what that is in the US, after COVID, after the pandemic, after all the changes of people working from home and the shift in workplace culture, basically millions of people have decided that enough's enough. They're going to quit their jobs and they're going to go look for something else and do something else with their lives. Now, a couple of different articles I'm going to grab some stats from and read it out to you. But basically, during the pandemic, 85% of employees globally reported to experience higher burnout and having a worse work-life balance during COVID, during the pandemic. Then in the last 2 years, basically, so then also Microsoft research said that 40% of the global workforce are considering leaving their jobs this year. Now, that's a lot of people. That's a high number. The exodus has been said to be so significant and so sharp that this will be like nothing we have seen in living memory, says behavioral scientist Aaron McEwen. Now, what's driving this big shift and big upheaval is people have worked from home. They've had no work-life balance. They've smashed themselves. And now all of a sudden we're coming out of lockdown, and those things that you were doing when you were working from home, you're now being told your flexibility's gone. You've got to come back to the office. You're coming back 9 to 5 and you're going to be traveling in the car again, putting yourself on public transport. And a lot of people are going, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. So they're going beyond and looking for flexible workplaces, places that, cater to their needs and create better culture and workplace balance between life. A lot of people are then also they've said there's a big shift. Instead of working full-time, people are looking to reduce their hours from 40 hours a week down to 30 or 35 to give themselves back a couple of hours per week back off the tools. And look, I just think, anyone who is not, any employers who are not looking, this is a big opportunity to shift the way we do things and are looking to go back to the old ways, you are going to lose your team. You're going to lose employees. We can't revert back to what life was like before March 2020, in my opinion. I think there's got to be a bit of a shift and a bit of a balance. But, I think where this is really prevalent is in, your big corporate culture, your big four accounting firms, your big law firms. What they did well pre-COVID, they had the big fancy offices, they had chefs that cooked dinner, they had corporate cards where you went out for drinks and work paid for drinks, and it kind of made going to work okay. Even though you're in the office from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., you had all the bells and whistles and the fancy stuff. You had the barista who would deliver coffees to your desk. And when that all got taken away, these people have worked for the last 2 years from home and still got smashed with the same amount of work. And now they're burnt out and being told the expectation is to come back to work, do it all full time, and the big targets and big challenges are back. Like there's relentless pressure to keep achieving these high targets, and people are burnt out. And unless you put things in place to resolve that burnout, it's going to be a big issue. I can see it in conversations with our clients. They're burnt out. Their teams are tired and burnt out, and they're looking for ways to, what do we do to resolve this so we don't have a mass exodus of people leaving our businesses.